What's up, guys? Fortuna here. Today we're going to be doing another hole breakdown. Today we're on the infamous Toboggan course. This is the course that they play for the USDGC. USADGC. We're going to be looking at hole 3. This, in my opinion, is probably one of the most difficult holes that people play out there. They try to do some silly things, so I want to try to walk you through on how to even just get a par on this hole, maybe even get that birdie, and not get yourself stuck in a bunch of that shul stuff that's off to the right. So if you haven't played this course, don't worry. This is more of a breakdown of a hole that's got elevation. This course has a lot of hills playing up the hill, down the hill, so on and so forth. So let's go take a look at hole number 3. Alright, so hole number 3 is 915 feet. It is a par 4. And the big mistake that a lot of people seem to make on this hole is that it looks like the arrow. It looks like it's a big turnover shot, and it's really not. It's kind of just a straight shot that finishes to the right a little bit. Now, the only reason you should be throwing off to the right is that you can consistently throw a 915-foot shot down this hill. Other than that, you're looking to try to play for the easy par, maybe give yourself a chance for the birdie, and we're going to go take a look at that right now. Alright, so one of the secrets on this hole is that there is a post about 700 feet down the fairway that I'm zooming in on right now, and I'm going to freeze frame it just for a little bit. But this is what you should be aiming at no matter what skill level you are. This makes you throw downhill, which is what you want to do. You don't want to throw flat out because your disc is going to do really squirrely things at that high in the air, and it's going to either dump over to the right with all the gravity. There's all that momentum to carry it to the ground really fast. So this allows you to throw it down with the hill and on the safer side of the fairway. And a lot of the problems come when people try to bite off too much on this hole. They try to go Superman, and they take their really fast, somewhat flippy disc that goes really, really far for them on flat ground, and then they throw it slightly down the hill or flat out, compensating for the hill. They think since they're so high up that they can throw the disc about 900 feet. On a good line, yes, you can throw it about to that post or shorter if you have a big arm, but really there's not anybody out there that's really going to hit the 915 foot mark. Maybe Simon, maybe Girthy, but really that's not a smart golf shot. Now, I'm going to show you a clip of what somebody tries to do when they try to do this, and then I'm going to show you where they end up, because it is not fun. Alright, so here I got my disc that on flat ground normally goes really far for me. I can throw it on hyzer flips and get these to go a little over 500 feet or so. So it being on top of the hill and it's about 900 feet, since it's so elevated, I'm pretty sure that I can just get this there. So I'm going to throw this disc that goes far. I'm going to put a good hyzer on it, get a good line, stand up for me, ride to the right, and then come out. But since it's so high up and there's so much gravity pulling on it, it just dumps over to the right instead. And after looking for this disc for about 10 minutes or so, this is just a short clip of what it comes into. It is just not fun. You're just going to be pitching out, looking to try to get it up and down to hopefully save par. Sometimes it ends up worse. So here we are. We're going to be throwing the smart shot. We're going to be aiming at that post with a fast, stable disc that does not turn over at all. And you can throw these as hard as you want. You just make sure you want to throw the disc that is always going to go left for you, not the one that, well, maybe if I give it a little more hyzer, it's going to go a little farther for me. Don't do that. So after that drive, it was a pretty solid drive. You can see where the basket is now. We're still a pretty good ways away, but we are on the left side of the fairway where it is completely wide open and not tucked into all the shul. So again, we're able to just throw a disc as hard as we want, as far as we want, not turning it over and looking to get up and down. And after that drive, this is where it ended up. We're just on the inside of the circle, and we sneak it in there for the birdie. Alright, so now we're going to look at trying to get a little more aggressive off the tee. We're going to be aiming at that post yet again, but we're going to be taking our, yet again, big distance driver, something with a little more stability, and we're going to be ripping it on a little more of an anhyzer, trying to get it down the fairway some, trying to get a little more advantage on the second shot to have a pretty easy second shot and to have that impressive tee shot that gets that nice S motion and goes really, really far. And you can see most of the shot, it does kind of veer off to the right a little bit. So I get it turned over. It's kind of flexing out a little bit at the end. I do a good job of blocking it there some, but this is where it ends up. It's a pretty good ways down the fairway to the edge of the cut grass. That's about the 700-foot mark. So we're still about maybe just shy of 400, maybe 360 or so. So we just throw a distance driver, stable, and a hyzer to get it up there. And then we're just right here for the birdie. All right, so that's the basic breakdown of hole number 3. And the big difference I want to point out is throwing the big safe shot that veers off to the left no matter what versus trying to go big and getting the little turnover that fades back. And although the tee shot is very impressive if you can pull it off, and the second shot is a little easier, but if you have the arm to actually throw at that post and then get it to go off to the left side and then throw another big shot up to the pin, you have two very open shots and you're not risking going off into the woods. And I did give you a little clip of where you're going to end up, and you don't even really have a window to try to attack the green. You might get lucky and be able to pull off some magic shot, but you're going to be risking your nerves and possibly losing a stroke or two on the field if you're trying to go big and you end up just kind of going home at that point. So try to stay away from doing the silly things and ripping one over and sacrificing a stroke or two to the field, and throw the shot that doesn't look so impressive off the tee, but you're going to be getting a well-placed second shot, clean drive, good footing and all that, and you don't even have to worry about trying to make an outshot from the woods or anything like that. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you think it was informative, please drop a like and subscribe and all that fun stuff, and we will see you next time on the next breakdown. And be sure to check out discbaron.com for all your disc golf essentials. Use my PDGA code number 39518 to get 5% off of your purchase.